Hello, hello. If you watched my last video, you know that I got my ass absolutely kicked with this version of the deck, and so I am done with it. It's unfortunate it never got a chance to shine, but we're going to take those 4 cards out, the Kayla's Reconstruction, and we're going to come back up the Sungold Sentinels that we had, but only 3 of them, because we're going to craft a second copy of Guardian of New Benalia. This card's really good. It's like an anti-board wipe protection. I think our deck's getting more and more tuned up the more we play it. I think we want to play a second Mishra's Foundry. And I don't think we need 22 lands, or 23 lands anymore. I think we're okay to go back down to 22 where we were. So I guess we'll bring in another Cathar Commando. Another really flexible card. I've had some huge wins with this where you flash it in, destroy their enchantment, and it's essentially Disenchant for 3 mana sometimes, but also a soldier. Like, it's really good. Anyways, let's get some wins. Alright, game 1. Get some audio going. It's not all just quiet when I'm not talking. I think that should be okay. So, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands and 3 2-drops. It's not great, but I think it's just good enough to keep. Don't want to see any more lands at this point. That's good. Opponent looks like they're playing control. Sometimes it's a bad version of Azoria Soldiers that's running the top lands, but typically top lands makes it pretty obvious that it's control. So we're going to attack first. Opponent says he'll take 3, and we'll cast a Recruitment Officer, pass the turn with Cathar Commando up. The next turn we could double spell Valiant Veterans, but that's kind of asking for a board wipe to take over. Don't want to play into their board wipes too hard, so maybe playing Siege Veteran might be the way. Ooh, Temporary Lockdown. Nasty card, but at least we have Cathar Commando. So, Cathar Commando and Siege Veteran. Then we'll put the counter on Cathar Commando. We'll attack. And that's where we're at. I might pay 1 to sack the Cathar Commando and destroy Temporary Lockdown, not sure yet. Opponent decides to depopulate. So if I leave it like this, we're going to lose. We're going to just get 1 token soldier. So if I destroy it like this, then at least we'll get 2 tokens from both of those dying. Now, hopefully, we can draw good. Alright, that's decent. Opponent with 2 board wipes now. If you consider Temporary Lockdown a board wipe, I do anyways. So, do we assume he has another one? I don't really want to play around another board wipe. I think we have to go before we lose. If we play too slow now, it's going to give opponent a chance to come back. So, let's say opponent's seen 2 board wipes, he doesn't have another one in hand. Punished. Punished for greed. But Myrel off the top is nice. 3 board wipes in the top 13. That's pretty mono board wipe, you know. And a Meek Stone. Opponent's got it all. Living the dream. Alright. Top of deck is being kind. Maybe that's a bit too loud. Top of deck is being kind for us, and we also have Mishra's Foundry to pound some damage in. Though it's going to be 2 at a time. Alright. Expect the opponent to play Urza sometime soon. I think I'd like to Cathar that when he does. So we'll just hit him for 2 and pass. A portal to Phyrexia. Yet another reason that Brutal Cathar is good. I meant Cathar Commando. There he is. If he recurs one thing per turn, we just lose, so we have no choice but to blow that up before he brings back a Myrel. Really unfortunate with all the other stuff there is to blow up. We'd love to take out the temporary lockdown, get these back. We'd love to take out the static neck, but you just can't, you know. It's portal to Phyrexia. You can't let it sit on board, you just lose the game. Opponent with just 1 card in hand. Let's just smack him for 2. We draw 1 more land, we could smack him for 2 and play a Cathar next turn. That would be nice. Or if we draw a 2-drop, that would also be nice. Almost every draw is great at this point. That's a very good draw. So we're going to flash it in. We're going to hit him for 2. Opponent goes to 4, pass the turn. Got. He hasn't played any instant speed removal. Okay, that's fine. We'll draw 2 cards now. Bronze Spider. Okay. Can use that Power Stone, tap for Recruitment Officer. Looks at the top 7. Puts a Meek Stone into his hand. Okay. So, fortunately, it's not quite lethal here. I think we do the Brutal Cathar. Get rid of the Thraben Spider. Attack for 3. Put him to 1. And then we could even cast Thalia, and Cathar Commando can use the Power Stone to tap for his thing. So let's do that. We have so many threats, the only way out for opponent is a board wipe at this point. Board wipe or bust. You have another one? He does, he does. So we're gonna sack this and destroy the static net, because that temporary lockdown is gonna miss Myrel. In fact, it only hits Thalia. Opponent's almost there. He Meek Stones the Cathar, and then has 1 more removal. But we have Lay Down Arms and Mishra's Foundry. Lay Down Arms is going to gain him 3 life. I think we got him. It was a bit of a grindy game against control, but we played well. MVP Cathar Commando. Like, look at this card. Killed a portal to Phyrexia. Killed 2 temporary lockdowns. Just nasty. Alright, that's game. That is game. We just crew this up. And we can even do this. Don't have to. GG. Alright, so that puts us back up 1 rank, flat 3. Hopefully we have some more success this video. If you guys watched the last video, you know how brutal it was and how demoralizing it was. But yeah, we're on the up and up, you know? Don't give up. Oops, I missed the recording start. But he didn't miss much. We just kept a hand with 3 lands. Now, I guess we have to lay down arms with the Swift Spear. Can't really take a turn off and do nothing when mono red's on the play. You got to be as proactive as possible, or reactive, whatever the case is, to shut them down. And so, Thalia or Flash Cathar Commando? Let's go with Thalia. Make whatever non-creature spell to trigger the prowess cost 1 more, and then that should slow his turn down. Assuming he plays with fire. That's not play with fire. My omniscience, it's failing me. Voltage Surge, okay. I think we're going to be okay. We're pretty happy to see land off the top there. Let's play this Plains. And just drop a Sungold Sentinel. Maybe I want to play Cathar Commando on his turn. Yeah, I think that's better. There's a chance he plays Mechanized Warfare, in which case dropping Cathar Commando, blocking, and then sacking it to blow up the Mechanized Warfare is disgusting. Doesn't happen. But it still trades with the best thing on the board, which is that nasty Storm Seeker. Overall, pretty good win, I'd say. We would love to draw a land here so that we could keep the Eiganjo for a combat trick. That's good. Typically, I always want to double spell when I can, but I think Myrel is an exception. Myrel has to be double spelled by almost every removal spell. There's one red spell that deals 4 damage that some decks are playing, Obliterating Bolt, but most decks aren't running it. So if he wants to kill that double spell necessary, that makes it better than either of these two. Oh, he does double spell. Okay. So now opponent with no cards in hand. And we have a bunch. I don't think he'll have any recursion, but he could be playing Bloodthirsty Adversary. So we'll target the burn spells, instants, and sorceries. Does he crew the Foundry and attack? Doesn't seem very good. But we also have to get a move on here and start attacking, because otherwise, if we just let him draw into burn spells, he will burn us down eventually. So hopefully the top of our deck is kinder than his was to him. We only have 16 lands left in our library, so a 33% chance, good chance of drawing an action card here. I think the best draws include Recruitment Officer, Lay Down Arms, Cathar Commando, Guardian of New Benalia, Sungold Sentinel, Thalia, Brutal Cathar, Siege Veteran, Myrel. Everything in our deck that's not a land is an optimal draw at this point. But for real, I think the best would be Siege Veteran or Recruitment Officer. Even Brutal Cathar would be good. Maybe opponent's feeling a bit upset. Nothing really to think about here, but he's roping us. So, what are we going to use this opportunity to talk about? What really irks me? I don't really see anyone playing Cathartic Pyre. Discard up to 2, then draw that many. Or deal 3 damage. I wonder, maybe this card would be playable in the Boros Portal deck that I had brewed and loved so much. Alright, hey, it's a Siege Veteran. We're talking about this card being a good draw. So, mad opponent's mad. Yeah, flexibility is always a very valuable aspect in Magic the Gathering. I kind of like that one card, Bitter Reunion. It's a 2-mana enchantment that's red, and it comes in, you may discard a card if you do draw 2. So it replaces itself, plus filters another card from your hand. Typically you want to be throwing away Portal to Phyrexia or something of the ilk to reanimate. But then at instant speed, it does the same thing. Discard 2, then draw that many. It doesn't replace itself, but it also has the option to kill something for 3 damage. Which, that flexibility, it might be huge. I like this card. I might play around with it. Alright, we're gonna attack for just 5. We gotta leave our defenses up even though opponent is seemingly AFK. Gotta watch out for these sneaky red players. Could be faking AFK, you know, just swing out. Sneaky Magic players, alright? Here's a famous happening. It was tournament pro play, okay? And opponent starts tapping all of his creatures, or like some of his creatures, but there's some blockers, so he's not too sure how to do it. And he's also playing around an instant spell that could be an opponent's hand, so he's like attacking with half of his creatures. And then the guy who's taking the damage picks up his pen, where he has his life total written down, and goes, "How much am I taking?" And so the guy who's swinging is like, oh, he must not have said instant spell in his hand because he's already picked up his pen and it said, "How much am I taking?" So then while he's tapping his creatures, he decides to tap with all of them. He's like, 3 damage, I'll attack with all. And then he puts his pen down, and after he attacks with all, casts the instant that like destroys all attacking creatures. And it was just like the sneakiest pro play ever, you know? It's outside the box thinking. So there you go. That's what you do when opponent's roping you. You just talk. GG. Opponent goes first. We're going to keep this hand. It's nice. We would like to draw another land, but it's not critical because we have so many 2-drops. And we do hit our land, so everything is going well. Let's think here. What's the best thing? If opponent's on Legends, which it certainly looks like he is, Esper Legends, or perhaps Orzhov. He's not playing too many creatures, so Thalia is not that valuable. Let's attack first. No stick at all. No blue. Let's play the Thalia anyways. Maybe he's got some 3-mana removal, or I don't know. We have no non-creatures in hand, so it doesn't really tax us at all, and hopefully it taxes some of his things. So it is Esper, and it certainly looks like Legends because of the Plaza. I guess we're gonna get in for some extra damage, right? Playing Valiant Veteran pre-combat gets 2 extra damage in. Puts opponent already down to 12. Being fast is important. And Thalia was the right play because he had to wait an extra turn to cast Wedding Announcement. That's massive. So let's attack with all. He decides to take it. Opponent down to 3. Now, I was going to just cast Myrel, but at this point, with opponent being on 3 life and having a Cathar Commando in hand, there's no need. No need to cast my hand out and potentially get board wiped. Even though I didn't think it's control, it's looking like control now. Could be Wandering Emperor, I don't think that's going to cut it. Okay, he does Wandering Emperor. I still don't think that's going to cut it. Probably gets rid of the Veteran, perhaps the Thalia. Goes for the Veteran. And he gains 2 life. So, is the Cathar Commando really the play? Maybe we want to just Recruitment Officer right now. Get some extra value. Nothing to blow up, and the that's good. We're happy with the decision there. The Cathar Commando trades really poorly with both of these creatures. So what we want to do is play A Cathar Commando? Yep. Get rid of one of these 1/1s. And then we'll attack the Emperor with a 2/1 first strike. Opponent says he wants to protect his own life total. Fair enough. If we attack him and he doesn't block, he goes to 2, but then he makes an extra 1/1. I think we'll have him here. But he does get another 1/1. And everything grows. Let's see. Okay, so if we attack with all, he's going to go to 3. We're going to play this pre-combat. So, let's see. Doesn't have good blocks, right? His blocks are bad. Let's attack with all. He gets 1 good block with the Shieldred. He decides to take out the... Okay, so here these guys are going to trade, right? So I'm going to pay 1 to sack the commando and destroy this. So everything gets smaller. Now, he gets to keep a 1/1, but my Recruitment Officer lives. And I think that's way worth it. Considering that Recruitment Officer is going to be pumping... I'm going to be dumping mana into Recruitment Officer to draw more cards. Cathar Commando MVP. All right. Unfortunate. Like, if we attack with all, he blocks here, here, and here, and then we get in for 2, put him to 1. Just shy of lethal. We could put 2 mana into this guy to give him protection from black. Can't be blocked by black. And then attack, and he has to jump with a 1/1. That's going to be the play. Okay, and then can we also just make it so he can't be blocked by white now? Yeah, we can. Cool. I kind of blanked on Sungold Sentinel. Let's have a look here. This ability could be activated any number of times, and for whatever reason I was thinking I could only activate it the 1 time. But just because he has multiple colored creatures, I could activate it once, give him pro-black, activate it again, give him protection from white, and then neither of those colors can block him. So, Sungold Sentinel for the win. GG. Let's go next. Just us and spicy sugar. Love this hand. A great curve. Every draw on the deck is good at this point. Except for like 4 or 5 lands in a row, but like, if we draw 1 land, we're happy. If we draw anything else, we're happy. No matter what, it's a great draw. Oh, land, great draw. Let's attack for 2. Opponent wants to block it, or kill it, I mean. Opponent wants to kill it. And so he does. This doesn't look like a mono red card to me. I like Flame Blessed Bolt. I'd play it in the sideboard of my Portal to Phyrexia deck. The fact that it exiles is so good. Now, I guess we'll start with Siege Veteran. That's good. Opponent no plays. So it might be mono red, but it's not a mono red aggro deck. It's like a mono red. Probably Fable the Mirror Breaker next. Brotherhood's End. Okay. That's pretty nasty. At least Myrel doesn't die to that. And no Obliterating Bolt, please. It's a Fable. Okay. So I think we should be in good shape here. We're going to play that pre-combat. We're going to attack. So we miss out on making one soldier in there. We could play Cathar Commando pre-combat, so when we attack with Myrel, it makes an extra soldier. But I don't think it's worth where we're at. We'd rather keep Myrel, or sorry, Cathar Commando in hand to cast after a Brotherhood's End or something like that. Let's get rid of that with the Guardian. Well, clicking hard. And we'll give this indestructible after blocks. And now if he has a board wipe, both of these will live. It's a Might Stone. Okay. Kills the Myrel, of course. Maybe draws 2 cards, but yeah. That makes sense. And we'll flash in Cathar Commando. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage. We actually do want to enlist because it gets to scry, right? Ooh. Action, action everywhere. Guess we'll keep the Myrel, but we want the Myrel first. So we leave them both on top, we just switch their order. Get in, opponent's on 3. Probably no need to cast Brutal Cathar, right? Likely even better to just keep him in hand to discard to Guardian of Benalia if we have to. Opponent kind of close to stabilizing here. So he gets 3 creatures. 3 more creatures. Now I think I use my mana now to just kill the reflections with this. My turn. Then we'll use this to get rid of one of the tokens so it never comes back. And we'll attack with all. We should enlist. Put that land away. Oh, shoot. Was enlisting there... If I didn't enlist there, it was lethal, because I had an extra 1/1 attacking. And... yeah. Whoops. Bit of a misplay there. Looks like we messed up pretty good. No point attacking now. He's got 4 blockers. So we pass. And he has another one. Damn. 3 Skitter Beam battalions in a row. So now what if we attack? 5, 6, 7. He has 7 blockers. So we can't attack with everything. That's just dumb. But we can attack with just Myrel. Make 6 1/1s. And then this will trade with one of them. And we'll kill one of the token ones. End the turn. Now he's got 6 blockers, and I've got 9, 10, 11 attackers. He exiles that. That's relevant. He's got 7 mana with the Meek Stone. I don't know what it could be. Brotherhood's End would be devastating. We'd be stuck on no board. We have 10 creatures. Okay. Phew. I was starting to stress out a little bit there. I really wanted that win before opponent somehow stabilized. GG. So we're on a bit of a win streak here. Unedited. so far, just, you know, clipping the games together, 4 games in a row. And I gotta say, I love this version of the deck a lot more. We're gonna keep this. It's just more traditional white weenie. It's fun to play a spell that, you know, slaps a bunch of creatures into play, but it's just much better like this overall. Opponent with the mono blue. So maybe I want to just cast Valiant Veteran right now. If I wait till next turn to try to flash in Cathar Commando, then Spell Pierce, or not Spell Pierce, Make Disappear or Essence Scatter hits me. So we just drop the Valiant Veteran right now. And now that opponent has 2 mana, we just attack. Pass the turn. And then if they impulse or something, we do Cathar Commando in response once they're tapped out. He doesn't. He definitely has a counter spell, like that's all this deck does. So this is how you beat this deck. But it only works on the play. If you're on the draw against this deck, then the way to beat them is you just lose. You just instantly go right here, click Concede, and that's the best you could do against this deck. I'm kidding, guys. Just do your best. So he decides not to counter that. So what are we going to do? I think we'll just attack free combat. See if he has any Fading Hopes or Return to Hand spells. He has a Fading Hope. Puts 1 to the bottom. Okay. And he takes 5. Kind of want to play the Veteran again. If he had another Fading Hope, he would just do it there, I think. GG. Opponent kept a bad hand. I mean, we were both stuck on 2 lands, but we were just way too fast and active for him to do anything about it. Opponent goes first and has kept a hand of 7. I think this hand's pretty good. It's very good against mono red, actually. Okay, potentially mono black. I think it's due time I run into a good mono black deck. I had this theory last month while I was grinding to Mythic that there was so many mono black decks around, aggro and even some mid-range, and they were all playing Evolved Sleeper, and like that was the MVP of standard meta. It was like turn 1 Evolved Sleeper, again. But then all of a sudden I stopped seeing them about like halfway through the month, so I just figured that everyone that was playing mono black just made it to Mythic. And maybe they're already all gone, that's why I'm not seeing them. Except for Zach. I don't know what Zach's doing wrong. That card matches up very well against everything in our hand except the Myrel. And we don't need a 4th land, or sorry, a 5th land, so we're gonna just get rid of it. We're gonna pay the ward cost, discard a plains, and we still get to play a 2nd spell per turn. So it's decent. We don't love paying the ward cost on that card, but sometimes you have to. Brutal Cathar. That's a good draw. Although mono black is essentially mono removal, so you could really count on him having something to remove Brutal Cathar with and get his shielded back. There it is. Malicious Malfunction, hard counter to Guardian of New Benalia. Indestructible doesn't cut it against -2/-2. We all found that out the hard way. We'll play the Myrel now. And if we draw a land next turn, we can attack with her. Mono black. Darn you, mono black. Alright, top of deck is being kind. Could we just dodge a removal spell for 1 or 2 minutes here? No! Good game, brother. The win streak had to end somewhere, right? Yeah. Even though we have action in hand, there's nothing to remove that, so there's no point sticking around. Let's end on a win. We'll keep going. Opponent goes first. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I never mull with this deck. Never have to. Hey, I was just rambling about Evolved Sleeper last game. I thought it into existence, boys. So, turn 2, we're gonna Thalia. And because we know that ahead of time, it makes us really want to cast Lay Down Arms as soon as possible. We don't like taxing ourselves. On Rakdos. Okay. I have a Rakdos list I really love. It plays Graveyard Trespasser. I don't think we want to attack here. Maybe we do. Trade. We could kill the Graveyard Trespasser and then lose the Thalia. But then we get a 1/1 from Thalia dying. Or opponent just takes 3. If opponent takes 3 and then attacks us with both creatures next turn, that's bad. Very bad. Thundering Raiju, that would really resemble my deck that I grinded a bit in Mythic. Just talking about this Rakdos deck makes me want to play it. I might have to switch it up. Siege Veteran doing the work of God. Makes a 1/1. We're not going to block. We're going to value having as many soldiers as possible for Myrel. And we're going to put a counter on Myrel as well. Just in case it's another burn spell, right? I mean, it's kind of a slim margin, but there's a chance that opponent's playing Obliterating Bolt, and putting the counter on it will make it not die to Obliterating Bolt. And we're gonna get really greedy here. We're gonna attack with the Siege Veteran. We'll leave this back just in case he has a instant or some removal from Myrel. Nice, he doesn't. Okay. So, what's the way? Myrel's got 5. He's gonna have 6 toughness when Siege Veteran attacks. So a double block of Tenacious Underdog and Graveyard Trespasser just does it. So what's the worst way we can make him block? If we Brutal Cathar and get rid of the Underdog, then he has to block with Trespasser, Goblin, and Evolved Sleeper. Let's do that. Let's make him triple block. Now, do we want to take care of these two? I mean, it seems like this is the best creature and we just want to get rid of it, right? So I guess we'll leave the Goblin Shaman around. He's only got 1 card in hand, so letting him make an extra mana shouldn't be really relevant. Not a big deal. Myrel dies, makes another soldier. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've got him. Myrel is so good, dude. Like, MVP. Not gonna block that. I have a Thalia for next turn that can eat it. Want to keep all my soldiers. Sack that, take 4 damage, down to 7. Alright. We're gonna play Thalia. Attack with all. Oh wait, if we attack with all, and then he removes Thalia, gets in for 2 damage, puts us to 5, and then Invoke Despairs, we're gonna go to 1. I think 1's okay, right? Plus we have Cathar Commando to flash in and block something if we're really nervous about our life total. We smashed in for 10 damage that turn. Now opponent's on 11. Cast a Shieldred. That's pretty scary. Might need something off the top of our deck here. Foundry, that's not going to do it. Alright, so what happens if we attack with all? And he blocks the 3 biggest. This one, and this one. And then he'll take 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's Xaxes. Well, let's see if I miscounted or not. We'll actually play this pre-combat. I didn't factor in that 1 damage. So it should be Xaxes +1. He should go to -1 if he blocks efficiently. Did I math correctly? I don't know, I did it kind of quick. Awkward. Awkward. So now if the opponent has Invoked Despair, I just lose the game. But there's Thalia on board, so he can't just do it. Phew. Big phew. How the heck did I math that wrong? What did I not factor in? Opponent gains 4 life this turn. 2 from the draw for turn, 2 from the blood. And he discarded a Invoke Despair, so if Thalia wasn't in play, we would just lose there. Massive. Alright, opponent's on 5. Let's math slower this time. Say opponent blocks with 4 creatures. He has 4, and he blocks these 4 here because they're all 2 powered. Then 7, 8, 9, plus 1 from this, 10, plus this is going to be crude. This should be way lethal. way lethal, okay? I don't know what happened last turn. We're supposed to just be dead. Good game, opponent. Way to really hang in there and almost stabilize. Smash, 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 smash. Bow! Very good game, brother. Well fought. Let's get one more win. I'm feeling it. I did have a good time that match. I did. Let's see. Opponent gets the play. He decides to maul. We are gonna keep it. No 1-drop, no laydown arm, but it's okay. And it's mono red. Mono red on the play, pretty dangerous. But they did have to mull once, and that's really relevant. Every card matters. And they shock our face. Wow. Fries away something he doesn't want. That's good for him. Opponent playing lots of beautiful land. And we're already down to 16. I think we'll just play Sungold Sentinel now. Pass the turn. Phoenix check. 2 damage in the air. I'll have to get rid of that next turn. We don't have anything that gains life here, so... Phoenix check, get rid of that. I don't think we're in any kind of shape to attack with Sungold Sentinel. Probably just... better not to, because if he has nothing else going on, he could crew the Foundry and attack, and I'd be down to trade with that. Have to stabilize. Okay. So yeah, we're trading for sure. Maybe I don't want to give him the Phoenix check back. I was thinking of trading for sure, but giving him Phoenix check is 2 damage in the air with Mechanized Warfare out. So we're actually going to do a sneaky play here. We're gonna blow opponent out next turn. Just gonna pass. Moonrage flips. Opponent impulses. Alright. Not as sneaky as I was hoping for. But we'll flash the Cathar Commando in, and we'll sack him to destroy the Mechanized Warfare, and that'll reduce the damage we take by 1 for now, but a lot over the course of the game. Now we're gonna take away the second Phoenix check. And they might Myrel, I suppose, right? I think we're okay to attack with them now. Should be stable enough. Opponent drawing 1 card per turn, and we're on 11. So we'll do Myrel first. Next turn, Veteran. Attack with all. Make 5, 6. No. Alright, so he crews it up. If he has a burn spell, he has to use it on Cathar, right? So I'm going to say there's no Lightning Strike in hand. If he does Lightning Strike the Myrel, that's good. Oh, it gets +2/+2. That's the first time I've ever seen that Mishra's Foundry activated ability be relevant. Whoopsies, I suppose. But we are going to double spell anyways. And when Moonrage Brute flips back into Cathar, it's gonna take away the Epicure. Okay. So he has the Lightning Strike for it. I'm pretty scared now. I gotta sit up. Damn, plus a play with fire. Okay, go to 7. We're only drawing 1 card per turn, but he has a lot of stuff going on with that Foundry and the blood. Let's lay down arms first. Get rid of one of the chicks because we can't block that ever. Then let's Siege Veteran. And we'll put the counter on himself. I feel like I have to start doing damage, otherwise we're just going to lose, right? Can't let an opponent keep drawing. So I know it's bad to not leave yourself blockers, but getting in for 3, putting opponent to 15, starting the counter attack now. And he drew a play with fire. That's awful. 1, 2, 3, 4. We go to 3. Wishing we had a blocker now. Regretting the attack. Well, there's no way to know, right? So we'll do this, and we're gonna attack again. Opponent down to 11. Opponent, does he draw good again? He does. So Thalia taxing him, and he used all his red mana. Alright, he hits 2 lands. Kind of lucky for us. I mean, unlucky hit Reckless Impulse, but then he had a bad impulse, hit 2 lands. Gets in for 1. We go to 2. Play with Fire does it. How many Play with Fires does he cast? Just 2 and 1 Lightning Strike, so I'm sure there's a ton of cards in his deck. Oh, the third one. Sure, there's still a bunch of cards in his deck that just win the game. Doesn't have the mana to turn this on, right? So if we attacked with all and he blocked that, then he'll take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not lethal. Not lethal means it's bad. So let's set up for lethal next turn. How many blockers do we actually want to keep here? Can I afford to keep 2? 1, 2, 3 lands, 4, 5. He'll have 5 lands plus 2 foundries. Do that. We'll attack with just 4. Opponent chooses to chump. Should have lethal next turn. No, he doesn't. Alright, still should have lethal next turn. If opponent draws any single point of damage, he wins. Epicure, Phoenix Chick, Play with Fire, Lightning Strike, Mechanized Warfare, and the Festivities. Good game, man. Yes, yes. Enjoyable game. There was some thinking to be done. I mounted the counterattack 1 turn early, perhaps, because opponent drew Play with Fire, but not much you could do about that. You gotta mount a comeback plan when you're playing as mono red, right? Because if you just sit around and play fully defensively, they're going to burn you down eventually. And yeah, he had no cards in hand, but he drew the removal, so it was good. His deck's full of it, and that's fair. I really like this deck. I think I'm going to play again, play it some more. This is the way I like my white weenie. I love Myrel. She's so good, but I don't like playing 4 drops typically in white weenie. I feel like 3 drops and 20 lands is the way to go. But we're playing 22 because of the Myrel, and I think it's worth, because Myrel, she nasty, bro. She's so good. But hey, we mounted a comeback after last video where we got the crap beat out of us. Thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. I never ask, but for once I'm going to say, hey, if you want, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Apparently it helps me. I don't know. Take care.